She walked into his house on April 23, 2025, at 10:10 p.m. By 10:30 p.m., she was never seen alive again. 20 minutes. That is all it took. Her name was Celeste. She was 14 years old. He was a famous recording artist with nearly 4 million followers on TikTok, a debut album climbing the Billboard 200, and a world tour already selling tickets. And somewhere between those 20 minutes, prosecutors say a child was murdered, dismembered, and stuffed into the front trunk of a luxury Tesla that sat in a Hollywood impound lot for months before anyone noticed the smell. But here is what nobody has gone far enough to tell you. The tattoo on his finger. The passport found off a highway in Santa Barbara County. The blue plastic fragments embedded in her knee that matched a pool found cut open in his garage. The text messages he kept sending to a dead girl for 3 days after she was already gone. We went all the way down. And what we found is suffocating. Stay right here. You are watching Darkness of Beneath Crimes, the channel that goes where no one else dares to go. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button right now because this story is only the beginning of what we bring you. Let us go back to the very start. Celeste Abigail Rivas Hernandez was born on September 7, 2010, in Lake Elsinore, California. She was someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's best friend. By the time she was 13 years old, prosecutors alleged she had already been in the hands of a predator. Not a stranger, not someone she feared, someone who had made her believe he loved her. His name is David Anthony Burke. The world knows him as D4vd. He built his career in the quietest possible space, his sister's closet, recording music on a phone with the door closed to block out background noise. He posted his first song online in 2021. By 2022, he went viral. By 17 years old, still in high school, he had signed a major label deal with Darkroom and Interscope Records. His songs were about love, heartbreak, romantic pain. His biggest hit was called Romantic Homicide. Let that sit for a moment. Prosecutors allege that what he was doing to Celeste began when she was just 13 years old and he was 18. She was a child. He was a grown man with a record deal, a publicist, and a career the whole industry was watching. And here is what makes the next detail feel like a punch directly to the chest. He had her name tattooed on his left ring finger. Celeste. A grown man tattooed the name of a 13-year-old girl on his ring finger. And she had a matching tattoo on her right index finger that read Shu. Investigators confirmed both tattoos when he was arrested. One detective testified he personally observed the tattoos on Burke's fingers during booking. He made her feel chosen. He made her feel permanent. He put her name on his body where a wedding ring lives. And prosecutors say that when that same girl threatened to expose what he had done to her, when she threatened to take that secret and detonate it right in the middle of the career he had spent his entire life building, he made a decision. A sharp instrument. Those are the words prosecutors used. He killed Celeste Rivas Hernandez with a sharp instrument. She was 14 years old. Now let us talk about April 23, 2025. Because this is where the evidence tells a story that no defense can easily answer. That night, D4vd's phone and his Tesla Model X traveled together from his rented Hollywood Hills home. Cell tower data confirmed it. They traveled toward Santa Barbara County. A detective who specializes in cellular analysis testified to every movement, every ping, every mile. Celeste stopped sending text messages after 10:30 p.m. on April 23rd. She never sent another message again. But D4vd kept texting her. He sent her messages on April 24th, April 25th. His final message to a girl prosecutors say was already dead was sent on April 26, 2025. 3 days after she disappeared. 3 days of texts to a phone that would never ring again. Prosecutors say those texts were not grief. They were not confusion. They were part of a calculated effort to appear normal. To create the paper trail that said I did not know where she went. Think about the level of cold required to do that. To sit down and type a message to someone you know will never read it, not because you miss them, but because you are engineering a story for the investigation you already know is coming. On May 5th, prosecutors allege Celeste's remains were mutilated in the garage of Burke's Hollywood Hills rental. What investigators found inside that garage is the kind of evidence that does not leave a jury. An inflatable pool, cut open with a blade, pieces missing from its sides. Blue plastic fragments from that same pool were later found embedded in Celeste's right knee. A criminalist from LAPD's Trace Analysis Unit testified that those fragments were a physical match to the pool recovered from that garage. That is not coincidence. That is contact. That is science saying exactly what happened in that room. Then D4vd went on tour. He left. He performed. He stood on stages in front of thousands of screaming fans. He smiled for photographs. He released music. His debut album Withered dropped 2 days after Celeste was last seen alive. It opened at number 13 on the Billboard 200. The world applauded. The industry celebrated. Nobody knew that a 14-year-old girl's body was locked inside the front trunk of his Tesla Model X, parked and abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. On August 26, 2025, the Tesla was reported abandoned. It was towed to an impound lot. On September 8, 2025, a worker at that lot reported a foul odor coming from the vehicle. Officers arrived. They obtained a search warrant. They opened the front trunk. Inside was a black cadaver bag covered with insects. A smell so overwhelming it stopped people cold. They partially unzipped the bag and found a decomposed head and torso. Underneath that first bag was a second bag. The second bag contained Celeste's severed arms and legs. 2 bags, 1 child. Inside the trunk of a luxury electric vehicle registered to a man who was at that very moment being celebrated as one of music's rising stars. A forensic examiner later testified that fingers were severed from her hand. Her remains were identified through dental records. She was confirmed to be Celeste Abigail Rivas Hernandez. The next day, September 9, 2025, would have been her 15th birthday. Her remains were found the day before she should have been blowing out birthday candles. That is not a detail you move past. That is the kind of number that lives inside you permanently. She was reported missing 3 separate times in 2024 out of Lake Elsinore. 3 times her mother told someone in authority that her daughter was gone. 3 times. And the last time she disappeared for good, she was going to visit a man whose name was literally inked on her finger. The investigation ran through 3 secret grand jury hearings. 3. Prosecutors built their case piece by piece over months. On January 7, 2026, a Caltrans worker found Celeste's passport ID card in a dirt turnout along Highway 154 in Santa Barbara County. The exact same location cell tower data had placed D4vd's phone and Tesla 3 separate times. He went back to that road twice after the night Celeste disappeared. On April 16, 2026, David Anthony Burke was arrested. On April 20, 2026, he was arraigned. He pleaded not guilty to every charge. His attorneys say the evidence will show he did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez and was not the cause of her death. He is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. But on July 27, 2026, a Los Angeles County Superior Court judge looked at the evidence and said the following words: "The people have met their burden on all counts." Burke was ordered to stand trial. His arraignment is scheduled for August 31st. The D did not mince words. What was presented is described as a small but illustrative fraction of the evidence investigators have accumulated. A fraction. That word should disturb everyone paying attention. Now let us talk about where David Burke lives today. because this is the part that goes deeper than anything reported anywhere else. Since April 16, 2026, Burke has been held inside the Twin Towers Correctional Facility in downtown Los Angeles, the world's largest jail, the nation's largest mental health facility. Over 2,000 inmates inside those walls. And he is not allowed near a single one of them. He is housed in Tower 1. He is in administrative segregation. He is in a single cell with nothing but time and whatever is happening inside his head. This is his life, hour by hour, and it is darker than you think. Before his preliminary hearing on July 21st, he was woken up at 4 a.m. He showered. He got a haircut. He was transported to court before the sun came up. Not because of privilege, because that is what the system does to the most high-profile cases. It moves them in the dark when fewer people are watching. If you are new to this channel and this story already has you gripped, that is exactly why Darkness of Beneath Crimes exists. Hit that like button right now and subscribe. We are just getting started, and the next revelation is the one that will truly stop you cold. Breakfast arrives at 6 a.m. He eats it alone. Lunch is served before noon. He eats it alone. Dinner arrives at approximately 5 p.m. He eats it alone. A deputy personally collects the tray from inside his cell after every meal. 3 meals a day. Every single one in silence. Surrounded by 4 walls and the weight of what he is waiting for. He receives showers only 3 days per week. He gets 3 hours of recreation per week. No contact with other inmates. No television. No money on his jail books. A law enforcement source described the area where he is held as dirty and smelly and described the overall facility as wild. Every 15 minutes, an officer checks on him. Not every hour. Not twice a day. Every 15 minutes, someone confirms he is still inside that cell. That rhythm never stops. It does not pause for the night. That IT does not give him a single moment that is not observed. He has 0 disciplinary infractions since entering custody. He has made no waves. He has not fought anyone. He has not threatened anyone. He sits quietly. He cooperates. 0 visitors. Not one person has walked through that door to see him. Not in the first week. Not in the first month. Not in nearly 4 months of custody. The family that reportedly supports him has not appeared. He has sat inside that cell without a single face from his former life appearing in front of him. Think about what that does to a person. Any person. Not sympathy. Just the arithmetic of human isolation. 114 days alone inside a cell. Every 15-minute check confirming you are still there. The only variation in your day is whether today is a shower day or not. And yet the people who carry real loss in this case are not inside those walls. Celeste Rivas Hernandez's mother sat in that courtroom during the preliminary hearing. She sat there as prosecutors displayed graphic evidence photos of what remained of her daughter. A spectator had to fan her because it appeared she was going to faint. She sat in that room and watched. She had no choice but to witness what was done to her child. Celeste had been reported missing 3 times. Her mother had told the system her daughter was gone 3 separate times. And the 4th time Celeste left, she walked into a house in the Hollywood Hills at 10:10 p.m., and the only thing that came back was what was left inside 2 bags in the trunk of a Tesla. David Burke sits inside Tower 1 of the Twin Towers Correctional Facility. Checked every 15 minutes. Eating alone. Sleeping alone. Waiting. His trial date is approaching. Prosecutors are still deciding whether to seek the death penalty. He faces either death or life in prison without the possibility of parole. Those are the only 2 outcomes available to him if a jury convicts. His song Romantic Homicide has been streamed hundreds of millions of times. He wrote it before any of this. And every person who ever sang along to that song without knowing what prosecutors now allege is living with a very different feeling about it today. Celeste Abigail Rivas Hernandez was born on September 7, 2010. She was a daughter, a sister, a cousin, and a friend. Her family called her beloved. She had a GoFundMe page created in her memory where people who loved her left words that will outlast every streaming number D4vd ever reached. She should have turned 15 on September 9, 2025. Instead, her remains were found on September 8, one day early. One day before her birthday. That is where this case will always end when you tell it honestly. Not in a courtroom. Not in a jail cell in Tower 1. But at the door of a house in the Hollywood Hills at 10:10 p.m. on April 23, 2025, where a 14-year-old girl walked in and never came back out. Every 15 minutes, someone checks on David Anthony Burke. Nobody can check on Celeste anymore. If this story hit you the way it should, do not just close this video and move on. Drop a comment right now. Tell us what you think. Should prosecutors seek the death penalty? Is justice even possible in a case like this? Go to the comment section right now and say what is on your mind. This community talks. This community debates. And your voice in that comment section matters. This is Darkness of Beneath Crimes. We go where others stop. We stay when others walk away. Subscribe right now if you have not already, hit that like button and stay close, because the next case we are bringing you will hit just as hard, and you will not want to miss a single word of it. Celeste deserves to be remembered. Say her name.